games to 1 here over the weekend against Arkansas Monticello. Meanwhile, the Broncos ride into town with a record of 17-8. They are currently 7-6 in the MIAA after dropping 2 of 3 games to Fort Hays State over the weekend. Starting pitchers today for Oklahoma Baptist, it's Nolan Feasel. For the Bison, on the mound will be Diego Dominguez for Central Oklahoma. Earlier today, Clayton Compton had a chance to sit down and visit with the head coach of the Bison, Chris Cox.
Joined now by head baseball coach Chris Cox as his team gets ready to play Central Oklahoma on this overcast night in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Coach, thanks for joining us here in the pregame. Obviously, the third time we've played UCO. This is a really good MIAA squad. We always play them a few times a year, and I've got a feeling we're going to be in store for another close one tonight.
No doubt, absolutely. One of the top perennial teams in the MIAA year in year out. Coach Martin's done a great job with the program and has it going up. There's no doubt. And some of the best arms we've seen this year. They're going to play solid defense. They know who they are offensively and run it well. And we'll be in for all we want this evening for sure.
Coming off a weekend where we saw a couple of great Monticello pitchers going against the number 1 ranked MIAA staff, do you think our guys have a little bit of motivation to get back into a swing of things heading into a big GAC weekend at Southern Arkansas next Friday?
Yeah, well, it's like we've talked about it each week is making sure that we're progressing and that we leave each week better than we were. And obviously after this past weekend, we found out some flaws about ourselves, some places that we've got to get better, and their pitching staff had something to do with that. But it's like we talk about, we've got a veteran group of guys that it doesn't matter who's on the mound. We've got to be able to make adjustments, and tonight's no different. You're going to see really good quality arms. Everybody that runs out that if you want to compete for conference titles and regional bursts, these are the type of people you got to beat and you got to go compete with. And what a great precursor to this weekend, going down to Magnolia to face the Mule Riders.
All right, Coach, we know we're going to see a handful of arms for each team tonight, but on the offensive end, guys like Alex Schroeder, Dan Pruitt, we're trying to get those guys into the groove. We're at the halfway point of the season. Where do you see our offense right now, and what are kind of the things y'all want to work on, in this latter half of the season?
Yeah, what we've talked in Hartsville on lately is approach and what we're doing at the plate and how we're set. Or not adjusting and being short to the baseball. There's some things that we've got to make some adjustments to, and there's no doubt we haven't got fully going as an offense yet, and hopefully that's on the cusp and something we can get going here soon. But I know it's a tireless group of workers that we got that are putting it in and have belief. So we're just waiting for that worm to turn.
What goes into getting the guys to, everyone watches games, but you guys know the nitty-gritty of this sport. You, Coach Painter, Coach Ballard, Trace, what do you guys put into that on the practice schedule to help aid our guys in performing at their best?
Yeah, at this point, it's challenging. We challenge guys, every day. We got to find a way to make it competitive, make it difficult, because it's like you see in the game, it's nothing easy, and so you got to find different ways to challenge guys in practice to make them better at this point. Obviously, a lot of that work goes in the fall and also goes on in that indoor facility, but in our time out here, it's like I said, you're dealing with a game of failure when it comes to hitting, so everything you do in practice has got to be a challenge.
We're going to see Nolan Feasel start the game for us tonight. He had, I think his last 2 appearances, he's given up some runs early on, but before that, we've seen Nolan at a very high level on the mound. What do you expect to see from your righty this evening?
Consistency. I think that's what we know we're going to get out of Nolan when he toes the rubber. He's not going to self-inflict and going to give us some consistency, give our offense a chance to get their feet underneath them. And, like I said, he had a really good outing last week against ECU, and looking to build off that. And, think he's been working on a few things, and so look forward to what he has to offer tonight for sure.
Final thought for you, Coach. I ask you this every time. Where do you see the biggest need for improvement at this point of the season, heading into, we're at 24 games played. We got 25 more. Where do you see the biggest need for improvement?
Quality ABs and defense.
Okay.
Quality ABs and defense. That's something we've got to improve on immensely. Like I said, tonight you give them 27 outs, no more, and you make it hard on their arms. You make them work for every out they get. You don't give them soft contact early. You don't bail them out. And so those two things will equate to a good night.
Our national anthem here from Bison Hill before Oklahoma Baptist and Central Oklahoma meet for the third and final time. It will be the rubber match of the series. UCO won the third game of the year back in February the 5th, 5-2. Oklahoma Baptist won the first of the two home-and-home non-conference midweek matchups 10 days later at UCO, 5-4. Here's a look at the batting lineups for this afternoon's non-conference tilt. First of all, for John Martin in Central Oklahoma, they come in with a record of 17-8. Leading off and playing second base for the Broncos, Aiden Proctor. Batting second at shortstop is Orlando Gonzalez. Hitting third in right field is Noah Olson. Batting fourth at third base, Seth Gray. Hitting fifth for the Broncos in left field is Cameron Usselton. Batting sixth, the DH, Jose Luna. Batting seventh at first base, Shea Morrison. Hitting eighth for UCO, catching is Wyatt Gray. And batting ninth in center field, Landon Wood. One more time for Central Oklahoma. It's Proctor at second, Gonzalez at short, Olson in right, Seth Gray at third, Usselton in left, and Luna the DH. Morrison at first, Wyatt Gray catching, and Wood in center field. Nolan Feasel, a 6'3 junior right-hander from Bing, just outside of Ada, will toe the rubber. Began his collegiate journey at Eastern Oklahoma State College as a freshman back in 2021. Doing so, he tossed 18 2/3 innings, 7 appearances for Eastern. He had 3 saves and 22 strikeouts for that tradition-rich program. Defensively, there was a late scratch. Trey Furry, having back problems, was scratched less than 30 minutes before the first pitch today. So the Bison have shuffled their defensive alignment. Dan Pruitt is at first, Brandon Brewer is at second. Isaiah Lasad, who started last year at short, will move in from center to play short today, and Jose Parca will move from short to third. Austin Gonzalez will make his fourth appearance, second start. He starts in left field. Rafael Gutierrez, who came in with a scratch of Trey Furry, is at center. Cade Self is in right. Alex Schroeder is the catcher. And again, Nolan Feasel is on the mound. Nolan Feasel, 2-0, earned run average of 4.5. Fourth start and 9th appearance of the season. He'll face left-handed hitting second baseman Aiden Proctor. The key a lot to Feasel has been keeping runners off base. Nolan Feasel this year has pitched to a .224 batted average. With runners, opponents are hitting almost .390. No balls, 1 strike. In comes the pitch, and that one is popped up and out of play. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. Vastly different conditions from what we saw the 3-game series with Arkansas Monticello here over the weekend. The wind was coming in out of the north, and everything from left to center was just a graveyard for fly balls. That will not be the case today. In comes Feasel's 0-2 pitch to Proctor, and that's through the wickets in the dirt and to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Aiden Proctor making start number 16. This is his 17th appearance, a .339 hitter with 19 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and he has driven in 13. He has good speed, 19 of 21 in stolen bases from the leadoff spot. Nobody on, nobody out, just in away with the first couple of pitches here of this one. Here's Feasel's pitch, and he misses it tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You might see a little bit of mud around the rim of the home plate area. There were some pretty heavy overnight rains here in Shawnee and a lot of standing water just outside the ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And in comes the pitch. And a little one hopper to Lasad at short. He'll throw to first, and that's the way the ball game begins on a hard ground ball out off Aiden Proctor's bat. So 1 up, 1 down for the shortstop, Orlando Gonzalez. Orlando Gonzalez is 4th on the ball club, hitting .295. Central Oklahoma is 7th in the MIAA at overall batting average at .295. They have the top-ranked pitching staff by ERA in that conference. Big swing, no contact, a fastball away, and it's no balls, 1 strike. Broncos earned run average 3.89. OBU with the 5th best earned run average in the Great American Conference. Here's the pitch. Popped up, and that'll get out of play on the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. So Nolan Feasel has come out throwing strikes. He has thrown 6 strikes of his first 8 pitches. Set Proctor down on a 2-2 ground ball to short. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. So he fouled it off and it rolls up the first baseline. So he'll get another opportunity at Nolan Feasel. Both of these teams coming off series losses. Fort Hays State took the Saturday doubleheader in Edmond after UCO won the first game 11-4 on Friday night. Bison won 3-1 in the series finale here in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Arkansas Monticello Saturday. No balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I posted on social media that I thought, now were they the best pitchers I've ever seen in a series? Perhaps not. They're both very, very good in Irvine and Philly. I thought that was maybe the best pitched 3-game series I've seen in a long, long time, if not ever. 1-2 pitch popped up, could be playable. Giving chase as Schroeder throws the mask off and racing towards the dugout. Makes the catch, and a foul ball out is out number 2. Irvine, Philly, and Potts, their 3 starters for Arkansas Monticello, struck out 30 Bison in 22 1/3 innings. Their starters worked 22 1/3 of the 24 innings in the series. And they had to because they have a very, very shaky bullpen to the Bull Weevils. Nobody on, 2 out for Noah Olson, who had a big 2-home run game in the series opener against Fort Hays State at Edmond. First pitch, big swing, no contact, no balls, 1 strike. Noah Olson hitting .300. This is his 25th game, 24th start. Noah's a junior from Omaha, Nebraska, transfer from Cloud County. Broncos roster is littered with transfers, both D1 and junior college. Fly ball, center field. That ball is carrying, and Gutierrez made a bad play on it. Now it's over his head. He'll run back near the wall and pick it up, but it'll be a double for Nate Olson. Gutierrez made a little bit of a break in, and then all of a sudden that wind just kept pushing it, and that's what's going to happen today from center around to left. So a 2-out double for Noah Olson. And here is the cleanup hitter from Drummond, Oklahoma, Seth Gray. Seth Gray, the starting 3rd baseman. Gutierrez, by trade, has been primarily a corner outfielder and has seen much of the time in left this year. Feasel trying to work around a 2-out hit. Comes set, now brings it home, and that pitch on the handle popped up and out of play. If you are just joining, Trey Furry was a scratch with a back problem about 30 minutes or so, less than 30 before the first pitch. So that forced Chris Cox and Cody Painter to shuffle not necessarily the batting lineup, but defensively the alignment behind Noah Feasel. Feasel with a look to second. .61 degrees at first pitch, 59 degrees the actual temperature feel. There is a little bit of a wind chill with the winds. Get a wide shot. the screen, you can see that flag in left center field is completely starched. 0-2 the count to Seth Gray. 1-2 out in the Bronco half of the first. Here is Fiesel's pitch. And he got him looking. Down goes Seth Gray, so a good off-speed pitch from Fiesel. And he works around the damage with 2 outs. 1 hit, 1 left for UCO. After a half inning, the Bison coming up. There's no score on the Bison Sports Network.
Okay, guys, real quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the Opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
Time travel, so you could walk by me again.
There you see the Canadian-born junior right-hander, Diego Dominguez, 6'1", 200 pounds. He will make his 6th appearance all-starts with a record of 0-0 and an earned run average of 5.5. Batted average off Dominguez is .370. Graduated from St. Joan of Arc High School in Ontario, Canada. First start since March the 14th at Northeastern State. 5 hits, 2 earned runs with 3 strikeouts and a walk in 3 innings of play. Batting lineup for OVU, leading off at shortstop, Isaiah Lasad. Batting second, the DH, Jaden Schaefer. Batting third at first base, Dan Pruitt. Hitting cleanup and right, Cade Self. Batting fifth, catching, Alex Schroeder. Hitting sixth is Rafael Gutierrez, the center fielder. Batting seventh and left, Austin Gonzalez. Hitting eighth for the Bison at second base, Brandon Brewer. Batting ninth at third base, Jose Parga. Again, Lasad at short, Schaefer the DH, Pruitt at first, Self in right, Schroeder catching, Gutierrez in center, Gonzalez in left, Brewer at second, Parga at third for OBU. Bison ninth in the Great American Conference at the start of the week, hitting .298 as a team. Diego Dominguez works exclusively from the stretch and brings home the first pitch and misses downstairs to Lasad. 1 ball, no strikes. Isaiah Lasad off to a slow start, but had a good weekend against Arkansas. Monticello now has that batted average up over 300. Called strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Isaiah, 29 hits, tied for second in the ball club. Cade Self with 35. Trey Furry, scratched for the lineup today, has 29 as well. That pitch buried in the dirt and shoots a mile high into the air. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Isaiah Lasad, 5 doubles, 2 triples, one of those this last weekend. He's homered 3 times and driven in 18. Here's Dominguez's pitch. 1 hopped out to short. Easy play, and the throw was low from Gonzalez, but Proctor handles, and there's 1 out. So both halves of the first inning have started on ground ball outs. As you look at the shortstop, Orlando Gonzalez. Here's Jaden Schaefer. Schaefer hitting .368, 25 hits, 3 home runs, 9 driven in. He is a left-hander. As the DH takes a pitch in tight, but at the letters for a strike, it's 0-1. Bison wearing the home white and greens. UCO in the navy and gold tops over gray bottoms. Next pitch, down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diego Dominguez has made 4 starts. This is his 3rd against a Great American Conference team. Next pitch in there off speed for a strike, and it's 1-2. February 21st, 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 hits against Southern Nazarene. March 7th, 3 innings at Southwestern, 2 strikeouts and 6 hits. There's ball 2, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jaden Schaefer. Jaden hails from nearby Tecumseh, just down the road. Here's the pitch. A little low, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schaefer has hit in the number 2 spot almost exclusively this year. Now, he was dropped into the number 6 spot in the middle game of the 3-game series with Arkansas Monticello. There's a hard liner over the leaping first baseman Morrison. That is in the corner. That is going to be a one-out double for Jaden Schaefer. As a good throw might have had a chance to get him. It was to the left field side of short. But backing up the play that time was the left fielder to keep Schaefer to just a double. Bison, who have now 40 doubles on the year, are actually towards the bottom of the league. In fact, third. And Pruitt probably filled the bus up to get Arkansas Monticello pitching out of town. 287 hitter for Dan, 25 hits, 8 home runs, 19 driven in. He struck out 10 times in the 3-game series with UAM over the weekend. Takes wide, 1 ball, no strikes. Chris Cox talking to Clayton Kaufman, as he has during the entire season with Clayton and I, about productive at-bats in the pregame show. Extending bats, taking good pitches, wearing the arms out. They haven't always done that. And that one is in the dirt, buried by Wyatt Gray, who slides to his right to block it. 2 balls and no strikes. So Diego Dominguez has started now 6 games, only worked over 3 innings twice at Oklahoma Christian, 4 1/3, and against Southern Nazarene, 4 innings. There's another look at the double by Jaden Schaefer. Now Dominguez pivots and almost threw it into center field. Proctor got a late break towards the bag at second. Each team with a hit. Both have been for extra bases. Noah Olson a double into the right field corner. Back of the first. He was stranded. Schaefer with a 1-out double. Now at second for the Bison. Here's Dominguez's pitch. And it's away. 3 balls and no strikes to Dan Pruitt. Cade Self, who flipped with Alex Schroeder for 2 of the 3 games in the lineup, moving to cleanup this past weekend, awaits on deck. Here's Dominguez's pitch, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So first and second, and they called that a strike?
Yeah. Apparently.
Holy cow, it's 3-1. Dominguez rests at the belt and brings it home. And a called strike in the outside corner. Dan has thought the last 2 have been balls, and I agree. That pitch was a lot closer than the one that should have been ball 4. So now, all of a sudden, Diego Dominguez has run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Proctor shades towards second and a swing and a miss. Dan's been doing a lot of that chasing lately, and he went chasing again. Dan Pruitt has now struck out 42 times in 87 at-bats, and that's his 11th strikeout of this homestand. Here's Cade Self, the right fielder, hitting .385, covering 24 starts for Oklahoma Baptist. Pitch is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Cade Self has been as consistent as anyone 1 through 9 in the lineup this year. 35 hits, 5 home runs, 31 driven in. Homered over the weekend against Arkansas Monticello. Here's the pitch, low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Diego Dominguez, transfer from Dodge City. And good strikeout stuff in junior college. A strike away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. In junior college, he made 15 appearances, 1 start. His sophomore season at Dodge City in Kansas, struck out 48 batters in just over 35 innings of work. In high school, he was named a top 25 pitching prospect in Ontario. 3 balls and 1 strike. No surprise, his favorite pro sports team is the Toronto Blue Jays. Diego Dominguez kicks and brings it home, and a strike at the knees, and it's 3-2 to Cade Self. Bison this year have been outscored 52-50 in 2-out runs. Trying to pick up one here. Here's Dominguez's pitch, and he walked him. So 2 on, 2 out now for the catcher, Alex Schroeder. Alex Schroeder hitting just 188 with 2 outs. Yet he's second of the ball club in 2-out RBIs with 11. Schroeder on the season comes in hitting 226. Off a stellar first year here on Bison Hill a year ago. Takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Alex Schroeder in the OBU win at Central Oklahoma, 1 for 2, drove in a couple of runs. Both of his hits were singles. Dominguez comes home, and that pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. It's turned out to be a pretty nice evening. It was cloudy when we first got here, about 2 hours before the first pitch. Skies have started to clear a little bit over. In the left center field, but the heading played perfectly. Wood is there, and he reaches up to take away a 2-out base hit. The double and the walk, 2 left. We go to the second in Shawnee. UCO and Oklahoma Baptist scoreless on the Bison Sports Network.
Over you in the bottom of the first, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base.
She's just a girl and she's on fire. Higher than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire. Filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. She got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire.
Back at Bobby Cox Field in Ford Park, Tuesday night. Oklahoma Baptist, Central Oklahoma, each with runners, but both teams leave runners aboard. Zip, zip as Nolan Feasel gets set to work his second inning. Reminder that Bison Athletic Association donors are making a direct and tangible impact on the success of over 450 OBU student athletes in the classroom, the community, and the fields of courts of competition. When you give to the BAA, you are truly invested in champions. Learn more. Sign up today at obubison.com/BAA. Feasel a strikeout, no walks, 1 hit, 1 stranded in his first inning of work today against UCO. This is Nolan Feasel's second start against UCO, his 3rd appearance. He does not have a record, but an earned run average of 5.4 against the Broncos. 3 earned runs over 5 innings, both of those games in Edmond. And he deals to the Kansas State transfer, Cameron Usselton. And it is a strike, 0-1 the count. Cameron Usselton from Moore, Oklahoma, transferred in after playing for Pete Hughes at Kansas State last year. Takes low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Usselton hitting 267 over 25 starts, averaging almost a hit a game with 23, 1 home run, 21 driven in. Checked his swing, it's a strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Usselton is 2 for 7 against Bison pitching this year. He does have a hit off of Noah Feasel, and a pop out to left field. That's trouble. Going back is Gonzalez up near the wall, and it is gone. A home run for Cameron Usselton. That's all you have to do today is get one fairly well hit up in the jet stream, and it's going to carry, and it just did. 1-0 Broncos.
Number 16, Jose Luna.
Usselton with his 2nd home run of the year for Central Oklahoma. That's only their 16th home run of the season. And here is the DH, Jose Luna. Luna's a junior from Fort Worth, played at Timber Creek High School, transferred in from Cloud County. Takes a pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Told you that UCO has a ton of transfers on the roster. 34 or 35 to be exact. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Fiesel, or from Fiesel. Jose Luna is hitless in 1 at bat this year, and he lines that pitch in the left field. Gonzalez giving chase, is going to pull up, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So Luna, who's making just his 3rd appearance, his first start, only had 1 at bat and was hitless. He drops that one in for a single, and that's the 3rd hit now off Nolan Fiesel for the Broncos. And here's Shea Morrison. Shea Morrison making his 12th start, his 15th appearance, hitting 158. So the bottom part of this lineup has not seen a ton of at-bats and hitting very lightly, at least coming to this one. Fiesel checks the runner at first. Out comes set and brings it home, and a strike at the knees, 0-1 the count. Fiesel has done a good job in being ahead for the most part in the count. He still trails 1-0 after Usselton's leadoff home run here in the second. Here's Fiesel's 0-1 pitch, popped up and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Bison are 8-3 here at the Bob this season. They are 0-2 under Chris Cox against the Broncos here. Chris is 4-4 against John Martin and UCO, and 8 career games as the head Bison coach. No balls, 2 strikes. Fiesel, the long stretch look. Now glances to first again. The 2 teams have split. We told you earlier, February the 5th, UCO won it 5-2. 10 days later, the Bison had a 5-1 lead, ended up holding on for a 5-4 victory. No balls, 2 strikes. And in comes the pitch. And he got him looking. Well, that was tight. So Fiesel gets the benefit of a tight strike zone. And here is the catcher, Wyatt Gray. UCO does have a propensity to ground into double plays. They've done so 9 times this year. Wyatt Gray has yet to ground into one, but now would be an opportune time. Righty versus righty. Fiesel brings home the first pitch, and Gray lines that one up the right field side. That's fair, and just fair. Rounding second is Luna. He's headed for third. They're going to wave him around, and he will score standing. And digging for third base is Wyatt Gray, and it's 2-0 UCO. That ball wasn't fair by much, but a good piece of hitting by Wyatt Gray. It was on the outside part of the plate, and he went with it. And UCO has 2 runs with just 1 out on 3 hits against Nolan Fiesel here in the second. Here's Landon Wood, the center fielder. Landon hitting .203, 19th start of the year, 12 hits, 3 doubles, 8 driven in. Shows bunt, it's low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. This year, OBU has held Central Oklahoma to a .230 batting average. Broncos have outscored the Bison by 2 coming into this in 2 prior meetings, 9-7. OBU has hit just 194, though, against UCO pitching. There's a ground ball, diving a tip, but it's underneath Parker's glove into left field. So Landon Wood with an RBI single, and it's now 3-0 Broncos. With Trey Furry, that's probably an out. Jose Parga, not used to playing third base, was moved over there when Trey Furry was a late scratch earlier today.
Garrett Kellogg-Clark.
Garrett Kellogg-Clark already starting to warm in the bullpen now behind Nolan Fiesel. Here's Aiden Proctor, who's grounded out short to first. So Fiesel is in a mess here in the second inning, still only 1 out. Nolan's first pitch as the runner takes off. The throw sails into center field. And now taking third base is Landon Wood as the throw will be cut off. So a throwing error on Alex Schroeder after a stolen base. Proctor has the fourth Bronco run of the inning, standing just 90 feet away. Fiesel will work from the wind, and he brings in the pitch, and that's right down the middle for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, Fiesel made 12 appearances, tossed 29 2/3 innings, had an ERA of 6.98. Struck out 21 batters. He had a season-high 5 strikeouts against Arkansas Tech, another soft liner down into right field. Another run scores. It's 4-0, and UCO right now is wearing out the right side of the ballpark. So 5 of the 6 Broncos have reached here in the second, including 3 consecutive after the strikeout on a called third strike by Shea Morrison. Here comes Cody Painter out of the dugout, so that likely does not mean a pitching change. Cody, the pitching coach and associate head coach here at Oklahoma Baptist. Nolan Fiesel, already in this inning, has given up 5 hits. He's given up 6 total, and that is the most he has given up in any outing. He went 4 1/3 in relief at Arkansas Tech February the 18th, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned. He also struck out 7 Wonder Boy hitters in that appearance. Fiesel, pitching to an earned run average of 4.5, has seen that blow up. Allowing 4 runs here in the second inning.
Orlando Gonzalez.
Here's Orlando Gonzalez, who popped out in foul territory to Alex Schroeder. 4-0 Central Oklahoma in the second. Throw over to first, diving back in is Proctor. We told you have to watch him. He is 19 of 21. UCO loves to run. They have attempted 85, make that 86 stolen bases, and stolen 71. Downstairs, no throw. It'll be a stolen base, number 20 for Aiden Proctor. So you're seeing UCO baseball at its finest. They are not a prolific power hitting team. They have homered this inning, just their 16th, but they like to run. 2 stolen bases for the Broncos off Fiesel this inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's popped up. Well, it'll push it out into shallow right field. Drifted out is Brandon Brewer. He makes the catch, and that's out number 2. No advancement from Proctor, and now it's Noah Olson.
Now batting 13, Seth.
Noah Olson had a pair of 2-run home runs in leading UCO to the series opening victory over Fort Hays State in Edmond Friday night. Broncos won at 11-4. The Tigers, though, came back and shocked Central Oklahoma, winning both ends of the doubleheader on Saturday. UCO enters this just 7-6 in the MIAA. They were preseason ranked 5th in the coaches' poll in that conference. Fiesel looks to second. And in comes the pitch, and that's popped out of play down the line and left. And it's no balls, 1 strike. The Broncos were preseason ranked 5th, but they got off to just a terrific start. On March the 8th, they were 15-3 and rose to as high as number 5 in one of the D2 national polls. No balls, 1 strike. Proctor darting back and forth draws the attention of Fiesel, who misses low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Since cresting at number 5, UCO enters this one having gone just 2-5 of their last 7 games. But we've seen this past weekend with Arkansas Monticello, records don't always mean anything. Bull Weevils were 2-7 of their last 9 before winning 2 of 3 here over the weekend. 2 balls now and 1 strike. And the Broncos are out to a 4-0 lead, trying to bid for more here in the second inning off Nolan Feasel. Feasel checks the runner at second, now brings it in, and it's downstairs. Another nice block by Schroeder, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. So the top really 6 in UCO's lineup is pretty much everyday players. The rest are getting midweek work here against OBU. They came in hitting lightly average-wise, but they've been big in the second inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's hit high and deep into right field. Self is going to jog back, but he knows it's gone. Noah Olson is 2 for 2 with a home run and a double, and it is 6-0 Central Oklahoma. Cade Self knew that was trouble and knew where it was headed from the time it left Olson's bat. He thought about just standing there and watching it go out, and he turned and jogged and didn't get very far before it cleared the fence. So Nolan Feasel is finished for the ball game as Chris Cox is making the slow stroll out to the mound. And it has all gone south on the right-hander Nolan Feasel from being here in the second inning. 6 runs for UCO. They've done it on 6 hits. Seth Gray, the 9th UCO batter to face. Garrett Kellogg Clark will return after this on the Bison Sports Network. Senior right-hander Garrett Kellogg Clark is into the ball game. Made 1 appearance over the weekend against Arkansas Monticello. This is his 9th overall. He started 3 games, 2-0 record, good earned run average, 4.5. Kellogg Clark, 17 strikeouts, 2 walks, 10 runs earned, 14 total over 20 innings, and he's given up 24 hits. Garrett Kellogg Clark a week ago today in Ada against East Central. Walked 2, struck out 1 in 1 inning of work. The run against Kellogg Clark was unearned, and he gave up 1 hit. So his task right 6 runs, 6 hits for UCO here in the second. They now have hit for the cycle. 2 home runs, 2 singles, a triple. In this inning, they have the double by Noah Olson back in the first. So the Broncos, who were really frustrated this past weekend, losing 2 of 3 to Fort Hays State, have come out and taken those frustrations out on Oklahoma Baptist starter Noah Feasel. What a job John Martin has done and continues to do at Edmond. Seth Gray was called out on strikes against Feasel back in the first. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Nolan today and a big swing and no contact. And Seth is down 0-1. Seth's brother Wyatt earlier tripled here in the inning. Both are from Drummond, Oklahoma. Small farming community just west and south of Enid. Had a good run of baseball up there. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett, a third of an inning, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 2 hits. on March 17th against UAM. That was the game in which the bullpen did not perform well. Misses wide, 2 balls and 1 strike. Kellogg Clark's performance came at the heels of Logan Kimbrough, who was not effective that game either. Both were in relief of Breck Galbraith, who did pitch pretty well, but ran into a hot pitcher from UCO, 2 balls, 2 strikes, from Arkansas Monticello. Connor Irvine. Mason Philly, their Game 2 starter on Saturday, actually was named the Conference Pitcher of the Week, struck out 14 Bison hitters. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In comes the pitch, and he just stayed alive. Now they say that he did not make contact. Schroeder went and got it anyway and then throws over to first. And Gray, I don't think, cares for it because everybody was standing around. It looked like the ball had been foul tipped. And that's exactly what UCO was saying as they go back to the dugout. A big strikeout by Garrett Kellogg Clark. On the left, 9 bats, 6 scores, 6 hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Broncos 6, the Bison nothing to the Bison Sports Network. pop up and out of play off to the right, so Schroeder stays alive. So a stress-free night thus far for UCO pitching. Not the same can be said for the Bison, whose starter Nolan Fiesel did not make it out of the second inning. 3-2 pitch, hard hit ground ball, headed for left. So Alex Schroeder has hit it hard twice, now has a base hit. OBU has their fourth hit off of Diego Dominguez, and here comes Gutierrez. And out to the mound goes the pitching coach, Robbie Ray, R-E-A, for Central Oklahoma. This is just to have a conference with Dominguez. Entire infield involved with this as well. There's nobody out in the bullpen for UCO. Gutierrez began the day hitting .244. He was 0 for 3 in 2 appearances against UAM. That included a run scored. He has not driven a run in since the middle game of a 3-game series sweep against Southeastern here in Shawnee on March the 11th. UCO did not build the lead, 8-0 on 1 or 2 swings of the bat. No, OBU will not get it back on 1 or 2 swings of the bat. Chip it away with a 2-out base hit here in the third inning. And the pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Gutierrez hit it deep to left center field, and Landon Wood is almost standing with his back to the fence out there. In comes the 1-0 pitch, in there for a strike, and it evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Gutierrez, when he has driven in runs, he's driven them in bunches. He's had 4 games with an RBI. 3 of those have been multi-RBI games. He nubs that off-speed pitch foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gutierrez, a junior from Orlando, Florida, facing a Canadian-born right-hander, and he takes a called 3rd strike. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left for OBU with the 3rd. 8-1 Central Oklahoma, the Bison Sports Network.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information, log on to obubison.com.
Garrett Kellogg Clark faced 6, retired 3, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits in his first full inning of work. Now has worked an inning and a third. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 for Central Oklahoma. Bison will be out of town for the next week and a half. 3 games in Magnolia against Central Arkansas a week from today at Southeastern, and then back home a week from Friday to start a 3-game series on March 31st and April 1st against East Central. The Tigers, coached by former OU skipper Sonny Galloway, are just having a dreadful season. They have really struggled to the baseball diamond for some time. They hope that Galloway could reverse their fortunes, but they still have not won a conference game. Here's Orlando Gonzalez, fouled out and popped out. The pop out went to the second baseman, Brandon Brewer.
Now batting number 27, Orlando Gonzalez.
Orlando Gonzalez, right-handed hitter, Navy jersey, bright gold, 2-7 on the back of it. Is ready to go, and Kellogg Clark's first pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Played almost 100 games in 2 seasons at Coffeyville Community College. 45 games as a freshman. Played in 52 games as a sophomore. He is a problem on the base paths. Was in junior college, is at UCO. Big swing, no contact, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Got to tell you, Orlando and I could be friends. He's a Royals fan. Not many of us that openly admit it these days. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Checked his swing, and it made contact, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, okay.
2-2 the count to Orlando Gonzalez. Nobody on, nobody out in the 4th inning. 8-1 the score. And a fly ball, right side. OBU didn't pick it up until late. Now Pruitt comes in. The wind is trying to push it from him. You can see him staying with it and makes the play. It is tough with the right side of the infield to play, as we talk about all the time, defense this time of day, because you're looking right into the sun. In addition, you're fighting that wind, and both were problematic. And Dan Pruitt fortunately stayed with it. So 1 up, 1 down for Noah Olson, who has homered and driven in 2. He also has a first inning double. Infield playing back with the exception of Jose Parca at 3rd. And the pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Noah Olson from Omaha, Nebraska. Here's Kellogg Clark's pitch. That's driven into center field. That could be trouble. Going back is Gutierrez, and gone. And it just went to the right of the elevated fence. 2 feet left, that ball's off the fence. Instead, Noah Olson, for the 2nd time since Friday night, has his 2nd multi-home run game.
Now batting number 13, Seth Gray.
It is 9-1, and that ball was crushed. Seth Gray, who struck out twice, once against Garrett Kellogg Clark back in the 2nd. Comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Garrett. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Logan Kimbrough is working to the bullpen behind Garrett. Here is the 1-0 pitch. That is lined into left field. Gonzalez going back at 1 ops to the fence. Another extra base hit, this time for Seth Gray. UCO has had now all but 1 player. 2 players, Gonzalez and Morrison, reach at least 1 time.
Now batting number 3, Cameron Uselton.
Cameron Usselton will bat. He has a home run and a double today. He's 1 for 1 against Garrett Kellogg Clark. Another look at Noah Olson, who is having himself a day. Big swing, no contact, and it's just strike 0-1. Olson is 1 hit away from matching a season high 4 against Southwestern on February the 4th. His 2 home runs match Friday night's performance against Fort Hays State. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. The Broncos already have 12 hits on the board. Their high is 16. That was against Mary February 12th. Swing and a miss, and down goes Usselton. So first time that Usselton has been retired. Now 1 on, 2 out for Jose Luna. Gonzalez is 0 for 3, couple of pop-outs. Shea Morrison has struck out twice, once looking, the other swinging. Everybody else has been aboard at least 1 time. And the other 7 have also scored at least 1 run. 9-1 UCO. Swing and a miss for a strike. It's 0-1. They haven't updated the score on the bottom left of the screen, but it is 9-1 Broncos. UCO has scored in 3 consecutive innings. Here's the pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven of the Broncos' 12 hits have been for extra bases. 1 ball, 1 strike. Downstairs, and it's 2-1. Nine runs, 12 hits for UCO. Just 1 run, 4 hits for OBU. Each team with an error. In comes the pitch. Did he check his swing? He did, but it's called a strike, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Garrett Kellogg Clark has given up 3 runs. He's done it on 5 hits in exactly 2 innings of work. In comes the right-hander's 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Didn't get enough of this one. Gutierrez is there. He reaches up, has it, and the side is retired. A home run, a double produces a run. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's now 9-1 UCO on the Bison Sports Network.
On 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
Here at SCI Supply, you truly can purchase with purpose. Whether you're a university, a K-12 school, a local nonprofit, a church, or an individual, we have exactly what you're looking for. And 100% of the profit from your purchase stays here to fulfill the mission of providing vocational training, employment opportunities, and residential care to individuals with special need. So remember, how does your purchase make a purpose? By investing in South Central, the official office supply store of OBU Athletics.
Diego Dominguez cruising right now, leading 9-1 as he gets set to start his 4th inning of work. They're starting to loosen in the Bronco bullpen beyond the right field fence. Dominguez has not been a guy that has eaten up a lot of innings this year. We told you that he's only thrown 2 games of 4 innings or more, and hasn't done it since February the 28th in Weatherford against Southwestern. Gonzalez, Brewer, Parga, that is 7, 8, and 9 for OBU to face the right-hander from Ontario, Canada. Dominguez first pitch, threw there for a strike, and it is 0-1. Dominguez has economized his pitches and allowing 2 base runners in the 2nd inning. He never threw more than 5 pitches to any single Bison. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dominguez pitch. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. John Martin, 230, 137, and 1 in his 8th season in Edmond with the Broncos. 2-2 pitch into the ground to second. Proctor to his left, gobbles it up and throws, and there's 1 gone. John Martin last year guided the Broncos to a 29-21 record. Central Oklahoma had 4 consecutive years from 2016 through 2019 in which they won 30 or more games. Brandon Brewer popped out to first and takes ball 1. His 100th victory with the Broncos came back in the finale of the 2018 season. You can't get much more dramatic or much more memorable than that. 2-0. The reason it was in the final regular season game of the year, and it gave the Broncos the MIAA regular season title. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. That was in the middle of that run from 2016 through 2019. They have not had a 31 season since. Came close last year. 2-1 pitch. Guided into center field. Wood was playing deep. He'll come in a little. Wind is pushing it. He has it, and that's out number 2. So Dominguez, after the leadoff double in the third, has retired 5 of the last 6. There's Jose Parga, who reached a fielded error by Gonzalez at short back in the second. The OBU stranding runners in the first, second, and third innings. They finally cracked through at an RBI ground out by Cade Self, scoring Schaefer in the third, who led off the inning with a double. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. You wonder if we'll see Logan Kimbrough in for the 5th for the Bison. Pop up, out of play, off to our right, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Usually Oklahoma Baptist will try to get 5 or 6 arms into the ballgame during the midweek game. During the COVID year of 2020 and 2021, they really wasted some good talent because they didn't have a lot of midweek games. Ground ball right at the first baseman Morrison to the bag, and that ends the side. 1, 2, 3 and out for the first time today goes Oklahoma Baptist. We're through 4, 9-1 in Shawnee. OBU trails UCO on the Bison Sports Network.
Across the board.
Where he also earned 2 varsity level letters as a football player in the Lone Star State. 3 varsity letters in baseball. He's a transfer from Cali County Community College. Book is closed on Garrett Kellogg Clark, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, and 3 strikeouts. All 3 of the runs against Tex were earned. So Kimbrough will face the lower third of the Bronco lineup here in the 5th inning. If you haven't done so yet, download the OBU mobile app. It's not too late. From schedules to news alerts about your favorite Bison programs, the OBU mobile app has you covered. You can download from Google Play or the iPhone App Store. Logan Kimbrough worked 2/3 of an inning against Monticello, gave up 2 earned runs, 2 hits. Both of the hits were doubles, so he's trying to right the ship here in this midweek game. He'll be a key cog in the arsenal out of the bullpen on the weekend. Ground ball right through the legs of Kimbrough and into center field for a base hit. So now Gonzalez is the only Bronco that hasn't reached at least once. UCO in 3 of the 5 innings has had their leadoff hitter reach. Entering play today, leadoff hitters had reached 33% of the time against the Bison. Here's Wyatt Gray, an RBI triple back of the second, a ground out short to first in the third. Here's Kimbrough's first pitch. It's upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Shea Morrison is 1 for 1 in stolen bases. Broncos have swiped 3 today. Big swing, no contact, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Logan Kimbrough is a guy that OBU has very high hopes for, and he has pitched very well at times. Earned run average 8.44 after giving up a couple of earned runs against the Broncos. Throw over to first. Diving back in, should I say UCO, or UAM. 9-1 Broncos. We are in the 5th inning at Bobby Cox Field in Ford Park. Sun completely bathed in the entire playing surface. Throw over to first. OBU is yet to have a home game rained out. They've had to tarp the field a bunch. Already been a wet ending to the winter season and start to the spring campaign. Off-speed pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kimbrough's season high in strikeouts 5. That was at UCO back on February the 5th. Since then, he has not recorded more than 3 strikeouts in any appearance. 1 ball, 2 strikes, another throw over to first. The threat, just the threat of a stolen base, really creates problems. It forces a pitcher to divide his attention. Kimbrough wants a new baseball. And when you divide your attention out there on the mound, that's when problems can occur. 13 hits already for UCO, just 3 away from matching a season high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kimbrough brings it in, and it's nubbed off the end of the bat, so Wyatt Gray stays alive. Nolan Feasel started the ball game in inning and 2/3. Feasel struck out 2, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. Kimbrough brings home the 2-strike pitch downstairs, and it's 2-2. Another left-hander working in the bullpen. The Bison are loaded this year on left-handed arms. Two and 2 the count. Here's the pitch. He just misses away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing very deep. Gonzalez in left. Gutierrez in center and Self in right. Wind is pushing the ball out towards left. Flag still starts. Wind up over 20 miles per hour. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he walked him. That's the first walk issued today amongst all the base runners that the Broncos have had against the OBU pitching staff. Here's Landon Wood. Let's see if they'll ask him to bunt. He has 2 hits, 1 an infield RBI single, the other a single back in the second. Corners are in, middle infield playing back. Here's Kimbrough's pitch, and they do try to bunt, and Wood pops it up. It's foul on the third base side. UCO goes to Wichita for 3, in Tahlequah for a single game next Tuesday. OBU and Magnolia over the weekend, and then down in Durant next Tuesday before coming home in a week and a half to take on East Central. 0-1 the count, and here's the pitch. And again, it's bunted. This one is fair out in front of home plate. That'll get the job done. And the throw in time, Schroeder to first with Pruitt covering. So it's a 2-3 sacrifice bunt, and now Aiden Proctor in the top of the order, a chance to do some more damage. Aiden Proctor, an RBI single of the day, a run scored, is grounded to short, flied out to left. Jordan Brewer is the left-hander that is working behind Logan Kimbrough. Here's Logan's first pitch, and that's on the handle and driven straight back for a strike. Logan Kimbrough this year have been really tough on left-handed hitters, just 3 for 22. See if he can get the lefty Proctor here, the 1-0-1 pitch. And that one was fouled off, so it's no balls, 2 strikes. He tried to check on one down in the dirt, and the ball made contact with the bat, so he's behind 0-2. And that was a break for the Bison because you could see it shoot to the backstop. Second and third, 1 out for UCO. The pitch, a little check swing roll over the third. Parka up with it, comes home. The tag applied by Alex Schroeder, and out number 2 comes at the plate. Wyatt Gray remains at second, and a fielder's choice. Proctor stands at first. So 5-2 the put out. Now it's Orlando Gonzalez. Proctor was down at the count. He was just trying to be defensive and stuck the bat head out, and on a 3/4 swing rolled it slowly to Parka, who was into the grass. Jose playing third with a late scratch of Trey Furry, who's out with a back injury. Here is Gonzalez. He shows bunt, takes a breaking ball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Kimbrough trying to shut the Broncos off the board for the first time since Fiesel did it back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. Outside quarter strike, and it evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, look at that ground ball to third. Easy play for Parker. Nice tag by Alex Schroeder. For the time being, has kept it 9-1 Central Oklahoma. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kimbrough brings it home, and a big swing, no contact. Gonzalez was swinging to make it 12-1. Kimbrough trying to put up a goose egg on the scoreboard for the first time since March 10th. In 2 appearances since the 1-2 pitch. Got him looking. Gonzalez continues to scuffle at the plate, and a couple of big outs for Logan Kimbrough with his back to the wall. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left for UCO. After 4.5, it's 9-1 Broncos on the Bison Sports Network. There you see the Kimbrough pitch into the inning from Gonzalez.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
Welcome back to Bobby Cox Field at Ford Park. Todd Miller, the Bison Sports Network crew with you Tuesday early evening. Kimbrough puts up a goose egg. It's still 9-1 Broncos. Bison will sit at the top third of their lineup to face Diego Dominguez for a 3rd time. There's activity in the bullpen right now. They're just simply playing catch as a right-hander behind Dominguez. Telling you what John Martin has done in Edmond. He was a 4-year head coach at Coffeyville in the Jayhawk League. Won 133 of 238 games with Coffeyville. Started his coaching career as an assistant at Emporia State, his alma mater. Here's Isaiah Losado for 2 today. Strikeout, ground out. Dominguez first pitch in tight. 1 ball, no strikes. OBU needs multiple base runners, and they need to do it earlier in the at-bats. They've been getting runners on with 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes. When Martin was at Emporia State, he started there in 2008 after his playing career ended. He was part of 134 wins for the Hornets. Ground ball to third. To his left, scooped up by Gray. Throw to first in time. And it's 5-3 on the putout. Was a very good player for Emporia State, part of a great run as a coach. The Hornets went 134-42 in his 3 seasons as an assistant, including finishing runner-up at the Division II level in 2009. First pitch to Jaden Schaefer. Here's a strike, 0-1 the count. Schaefer has 2 doubles, one to right, the other to left field. Scored a run. In fact, the only Bison run of the ball game, a called strike, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Dominguez pitch, fastball away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Dominguez pitch, downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right now, Diego is almost like a machine. If he's out there near the rubber, he is ready to go when that throw comes back from Wyatt Gray. .20-second pitch clock has really sped up games. That ball was ripped foul down the right field line. Schaefer out in front of it. We've played games as quick as 2 hours and 14 minutes this year. 2-2 pitch is popped up into center field. Long run for Wood. Out goes the shortstop Gonzalez, and he has it. Out number 2.
Now batting for the Bison, first baseman, number 28.
So 2 up, 2 down. Dominguez has retired 6 in a row. 8 of the last 9 since the double with a third by Schaefer, and then he's retired 6 straight since the single by Alex Schroeder. First pitch is a strike to Pruitt, 0-1 the count. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're in the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch. Turned it over for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. You can see Dominguez already ready to go. Diego's pitch just missed, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dan Pruitt has struck out swinging, grounded out short to first. See if he can turn on one here and make it 9-2. Misses Hyde as Dominguez, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped it up in the left. Missed a breaking ball. In comes Usselton. He waits forever for it and then has it. And the inning is over. 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings thrown by Diego Dominguez. We head to the 6th in Shawnee. 9-1 Broncos of the Bison Sports Network.
I'm Noble McIntyre, and I'm a trial lawyer. But that was not my original plan. I went to Oklahoma Baptist University, and law school wasn't even on my radar. And then, one day it was. Why? Sometimes those with more power than others abuse that power. Instead of doing the right thing because it's the right thing, they do the wrong thing because it's profitable. An innocent victim is victimized again. They feel helpless and voiceless against the multi-billion-dollar insurance company. I saw it happen. I watched a family member suffer as the system left them feeling helpless and voiceless. I am not helpless, and I do have a voice. And for my clients, when the fight comes, the insurance company pulling strings in the shadows doesn't face a powerless victim. They face me. For way too long, insurance companies and major corporations have pushed around hardworking Oklahomans. McIntyre Law pushes back. If you need someone that tries cases and doesn't just settle, call McIntyre Law for a meeting at no cost to you. We are McIntyre Law, and we will fight for you.
One sophomore from Choctaw, Oklahoma. Jordan Brewer will face Noah Olson, Seth Gray, and Cameron Usselton. There's a look at Jordan Brewer, who has allowed just 1 earned run in his last 9+ innings.
Now batting number 7, Noah Olson.
His task is to try to cool off Noah Olson, who has 3 hits, including 2 home runs. Olson came in hitting .300. He now has homered in 3 of his last 7 games. Left-hander against Brewer in the first pitch. In tight, 1 ball, no strikes. Jordan Brewer this year against left-handers has been really tough. 2 for 11, a 182 batting average. 1-0 pitch. Big swing, no contact, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Jordan Brewer pitched 1 inning, walked 1, gave up an earned run, in the 5-4 OBU victory February 15th at UCO. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brewer was the 4th of what turned out to be 7 OBU pitchers in that game. This is away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fiesel went 2. Poole, Garrett, Kellogg, Clark, Brewer all an inning. Roy Pagero pitched 2/3 of an inning. Turbeville ended up getting the win, going 2 1/3, and then Will Duncan worked the 9th to pick up the save. One is out of the handle and driven straight back. Count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. You haven't been watching the World Baseball Classic, you have been missing out. Quarterfinal matchup between the U.S. and Venezuela, one of the best games I've seen in a while. And then last night, Japan, a walk-off double in the 9th to beat Mexico. Swing and a miss. In fact, the Americans and the Japanese are playing right now in Miami in the championship game of the WBC. United States looking to go back-to-back. They won the last game that was played at that Classic, last championship in 2017. Japan won the first 2 in that Classic's history. Breaking ball for a strike, it's 0-1. We're at the bottom of the first. Japan, the home team, there's no score. Lefty versus righty, big swing and a miss and a fastball away, and it's 0-2. Jordan Brewer struck out 7 against Southeastern. March the 11th did not appear over the weekend. Pop up, shallow right. Out of the grass is Brandon Brewer. 2 steps, he makes the catch, and that is out number 2. So since the home run by Noah Olson back in the 4th, UCO have had 4 base runners, nobody advancing past second base against the Bison bullpen. Here is Cameron Usselton, home run, double. Strikeout swinging, he takes a pitch away, 1 ball, no strikes. They may stretch Jordan out just a little bit. He didn't pitch over the weekend. There's nobody working behind him here in the 6th. 1-0 pitch. Downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls to no strikes. Here's Brewer's pitch, called strike away. Looked like ball 4, and it's 3-1. Three-one pitch, ball 4, upstairs. So a 2-out walk. Merrill Kelly is pitching tonight for the Americans. He is a pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Has a chance to become much more of a household name and etch himself into international baseball lore with a victory tonight for the Americans. Here's Luna as they throw to first, and Usselton is back in. Luna 2 for 3 tonight, now 2 for 4 in the season. 9-1 Broncos. They've out-hit OBU 13-4. Luna fouls the pitch off. It's no balls, 1 strike. For Jordan Brewer, that was his 6th walk in over 10 innings this year. Another throw to first. Brewer has struck out 14 now. So better than 2-1, the strikeout to walk ratio. 0-1 pitch. In the dirt. He did not go around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Starting to get late in this one. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Good breaking ball for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brewer flips it over to first base and a short lead by Usselton. Have to be concerned with these Bronco base runners. We've seen more throws to first in this game than we have in a long time. 1-2 pitch. I don't know what was wrong with that. It's called the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Usselton, in case you're wondering, 4 of 5 in stolen bases. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's Brewer's pitch. Ground ball and into left field past Parka, diving at third. So first and second with 2 outs for Shea Morrison. Jose Luna with 3 hits. A career day for him here at Bobby Cox Field in Ford Park. Shea Morrison, a couple of strikeouts, singled to open up the 5th. That was off of Logan Kimbrough. And now they're going to ask for a new baseball. Another look at that ground ball just past Jose Parka. Pitch to Shea Morrison upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Good look at Bobby Cox Field in Ford Park. A couple of years ago, renamed for the winningest coach in OBU sports history. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby coached over 30 years, never had a losing record. That's unbelievable. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brewer's pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brewer has not allowed a 2-out hit this year, and in fact, or 2-out RBI. In fact, Luna's seeing eye single a moment ago ended in 0 for 11 for opposing batters off of Jordan Brewer with 2 outs. Pitch, swing and a miss. Got him. Hit it over. 2 strikeouts for Brewer. No runs, a hit, a walk, and 2 left. We move to the bottom of the 6th, still 9-1 UCO on the Bison Sports Network.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
We spend way too much time together.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
Diego Dominguez. His next pitch will be his 89th. He's thrown 49 strikes through 5 innings, allowed just 1 run and scattered 4 hits. Unless the Bison can rally, it looks like a second or a third time in the last 4 games that a big inning will have been their undoing. A 6-run, 6-hit second against Logan Kimbrough, against Nolan Feasel. What a terrific midweek outing for Diego Dominguez. Cade Self has walked, had an RBI on a ground out to short back of the 3rd inning. That's accounted for the only Bison run of the ball game. He hits that pitch deep into left center field, but Wood on the run makes the catch. They are playing towards the gap in right center field, and why not? The wind is blowing out that way, and Wood was able to run that one down for a long wild out, and that's out number 1 of the 6th. Alex Schroeder flied out to center, had a single back in the 3rd. First pitch turns over for a strike. It is 0-1. Dominguez trying to give him 6 in this midweek game. 1 pitch, downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Broncos this year are 4-1 against the Great American Conference. They've split with OBU. They're 2-0 against Southwestern and 1-0 against Southern Nazarene. Called strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dominguez winds, brings home the pitch. That's fouled out of play, so the count will hold 1-2. Diego Dominguez pitch is flied into center field. Out goes Proctor from second base, and he has it. And that is out number 2. Tell you what, their middle infielders, Gonzalez and Proctor, do a really good job in helping out Landon Wood in center field. They cover a lot of ground in shallow territory. OBU looking for a 2-out base runner would be their first since Schroeder's single all the way back in the 3rd. First pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes to Gutierrez. 1-0 pitch. Skies it out of the right center field. Noah Olson fighting the sun. He lost it. The ball's going to drop between he and Proctor, and that'll be a base hit for Gutierrez. Again, looking into the sun, and with the wind blowing the ball away from you, it becomes very difficult in the outfield. Olson was playing deep. He lost it briefly and then came racing in, and Proctor had to drop between he and the right fielder. So 5th hit of the day for OBU, all off of Dominguez, and Austin Gonzalez making his 2nd start, jumps on the pitch and pops it up. Left center field. Wood circles under it, racing to his left, makes the catch almost in straightaway left field. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the 7th, 9-1 UCO on the Bison Sports Network.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The score remains UCO 9, OBU 1.
Here at SCI Supply, you truly can purchase with purpose. Whether you're a university, a K-12 school, a local nonprofit, a church, or an individual, we have exactly what you're looking for. And 100% of the profit from your purchase stays here to fulfill the mission of providing vocational training, employment opportunities, and residential care to individuals with special need. So remember, how does your purchase make a purpose? By investing in South Central, the official office supply store of OBU Athletics.
Brewer, in his only inning of work thus far, struck out 2, walked 1, gave up a 2-out hit, but forced UCO to strand 2. We head to the 7th inning, 9-1. Wyatt Gray will be the leadoff batter for the Broncos here in inning number 7. There has to be some concern if you're heading to Magnolia, Arkansas for Chris Cox and his offense. They never got in rhythm against Arkansas Monticello. They have not been in rhythm tonight. Stranding a lot of base runners. And they're going to see some really good pitching, probably the best in the conference in the first 2 games of that doubleheader. Here's Wyatt Gray, who jumps on the pitch, fouls it back for a strike. Will Duncan, who earned the save when the Bison beat the Broncos in Edmond in February, is in the bullpen. 0-1 the count. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Southern Arkansas with the lowest ERA in the Great American Conference. 1-1 pitch downstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. They return Jeremy Adorno, who last year I believe was the pitcher of the league of the conference. He was dynamite as a freshman. helped lead them to the World Series in Cary, North Carolina. 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, both the Great American Conference, the MIAA, along with the Northern Sun, compete in the Central region. So all the teams competing to get to Cary. 3-1 pitch, and he walked him. Second walk given up by Brewer, and here is Landon Wood. Something to keep in mind, UCO gets two more runs and shuts OBU off the scoreboard in the 7th, and this would be a run rule victory. Having said that, you wonder if this is a sacrifice situation again for Landon Wood. He doesn't show bunt and takes a strike 0-1. He had a good sacrifice bunt off Kimbrough back in the 5th, 2-3, but Logan forced UCO to leave 2 base runners aboard. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wood today, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. You can see it there on your screen with the sacrifice. Swats that one out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bison still have a lot of tough series ahead of them, but once they make that trip to Magnolia, the schedule's going to come back to them just a little bit. A little tapper up the first base side. Works like a bunt, scooped up by Brewer, and the underhands to Pruitt for the out. It is not a sacrifice, but it works just like one. And that'll be 1-3 on the putout. And here is Aiden Proctor. OBU still has series left in conference play with Southern Nazarene, with East Central, with Southwestern. After Southern Arkansas, they will still have a 3-game series with Washita and Henderson of the schedule. Fly ball into right field. To his right himself. Can he get there? And he makes the running catch. Yes, he does. Good play by Cade Self out there in right. And there's 2 out with a runner at second for Orlando Gonzalez.
Now back number 27, Orlando.
So there are no givens in the MIAA. There's no easy weekends in the Great American Conference, but some series are a little more favorable than others, and the schedule is certainly favorable for OBU after they get through the Southern Arkansas trip. First pitch is in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes, and that will advance Wyatt Gray over to third base. They've already seen Arkansas Tech. They've already seen Harding. They've seen Arkansas Monticello. Those are all teams that right now are battling for spots in the 8-team conference tournament. 1 ball, no strikes, and now it's 2-0. They're a game behind Henderson State, tied with Arkansas Monticello in the standings. In fact, 1 through 8 is very, very tight this year in the league. Here's the pitch, and he bounces it to the dirt. Here comes the runner home. He will score. That's Gray. And it's 10-1. So a wild pitch for Wyatt Gray, Jordan Brewer, allows Wyatt Gray to score. Three balls, no strikes to Gonzalez. Brewer's pitch downstairs, and now all 9 have reached at least 1 time for UCO. Here is Noah Olson.
Now batting number 7, Noah Olson.
Noah Olson, 3 for 4 today. Struck out against Brewer back in the 6th inning. Brewer's pitch, runner goes. It's in there for a strike. Throw down to second is not in time. Boy, that was close. It was thrown to the shortstop side of second, so Isaiah Lasad had to reach back, and that enabled Gonzalez to slide in. No balls, 1 strike to count to Noah Olson. In comes the pitch, and a strike. It's no balls, 2 strikes. So UCO trying to get enough runs and shut OBU out in the bottom of the 7th to go home early. Ten to 1 Broncos. Brewer misses away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Brewer's pitch. That one goes to the backstop. Another wild pitch, and Gonzalez goes to third. So Brewer has kind of hit an air pocket here in the seventh inning. Yet, despite a couple of wild pitches, a stolen base, and 2 walks, he could limit this inning to just 1 run for Central Oklahoma. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Checked his swing. No, he didn't. That's off of the glove of the catcher, Schroeder, and in comes Gonzalez to score, and it's 11-1. That'll be a pass ball on Alex Schroeder. And it's 3-2. So now the run rule is in place. If the Bison cannot scratch one across in the bottom of the 7th, they'll have Brandon Brewer, Jose Parker, and then Isaiah Lasad. And there's ball 4 up and in. So 4 walks for Jordan Brewer this outing. And that is going to be it for Jordan Brewer, as out comes Chris Cox. We'll tell you about the pitcher coming in right after this on the Bison Sports Network.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered. Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
New pitcher for Oklahoma Baptist is number 9, Will Duncan. So Duncan will try to come in and get that elusive third out here in the 7th inning. He'll face Seth Gray. Will Duncan, 6'5", senior right-hander out of Richardson, Texas, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts against Arkansas Monticello over the weekend. This is his 3rd appearance in the last 7 days. He pitched a scoreless inning against East Central last Tuesday with 2 strikeouts and a walk. So Jordan Brewer works an inning and 2/3, gives up 2 runs, and he walked 4 batters. Will Duncan 0-1, 1 save. That came with a 5-4 win at UCO. 8.49 earned run average, 11 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 11 runs all earned with 7 walks and 19 strikeouts. Batting average against is .250. OBU is allowing a .282 batted average. Before this one, they've given up 14 hits to UCO. That .282 batted average against the pitching staff was actually the 5th best in the Great American Conference before the start of the week. Seth Gray, 1 for 4, his only hit against Tex back in the 4th, a double. He was stranded. Pitches in the dirt. No advancement, though, at first, and it's ball 1. These 2 coaches, these 2 programs have a lot of respect for each other. They play usually twice, sometimes 3 times a year. That's the 3rd meeting of the rubber match of the series. 2 teams splitting back in February, 10 days apart in Edmond. There's a little fister out to short, caught by Lasad, inning over. So Will Duncan comes in and gets 1 out, as he's asked to do, but the damage is done. 2 cross the plate. Last chance for OBU to avoid a run rule. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 10-1 Central Oklahoma on the Bison Sports Network.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information Log on to obubison.com.
Update from Miami in the World Baseball Championship. Trey Turner is homer to the second. 1-0 Americans. Trey Turner, who was the hero against Venezuela last week, with a grand slam that erased a 7-5 Venezuela lead and gave the Americans a 9-7 lead. Eventually won by that count. Has staked the United States to a 1-0 lead tonight in Miami. Jonah Mahan now will bat for Brandon Brewer here in the 7th inning. Hails from Jones, Oklahoma. Played high school baseball at Crossings. First pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, he chops one slowly up the first baseline. Fielded by the pitcher, Dominguez, and he throws to first, and there's 1 out. I don't think if you would have asked John Martin 3 hours ago, do you think you would not use a pitcher in this ball game, that Dominguez could go 7, he probably would not have believed that statement. Here's Jose Parca, 0 for 2 today, reached in an error. Takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. It's a credit, though, to Diego Dominguez, who's been really, really tough today. 1-0 pitch. Turns it over for a strike, and it's 1-1. That last at bats, incidentally, was the first of the year for Jonah Mahan. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jose Parca. Tell you what, this team has some questions to answer and some work to do between now and Friday afternoon. Their offense is really in a funk. 1-2 pitch, and he nubs it foul. The game they won against Arkansas Monticello, they won 3-1. I'm sure there won't be a lot of concern just because of the talent level, and got guys that aren't going to slump the entire year slumping right now. Pop up into shallow center field. Out again goes the second baseman Proctor. He's called off by Gonzalez, who makes the catch. You can see Proctor having to slide to avoid contact. And there's 2 outs. Here's Isaiah Lasad. Grounded out twice and struck out swinging. And they're going to see really good pitching Friday afternoon for the doubleheader and Saturday afternoon for a 1 o'clock game. First pitch upstairs. That series a little bit, another look at that play. That series is kind of reversed from the way they normally do it. Friday single game, Saturday doubleheader, but OBU and Southern Arkansas always play it that way. 2 balls, no strikes to Isaiah Lasad. Next pitch, popped up, and this might do it. Down the line at first in foul territory as Morrison, he makes the catch in Central Oklahoma. Run rules Oklahoma Baptist 11-1. We'll be back. Clayton Coppin will be joined by Chris Cox, and we'll say goodnight after this break on the Bison Sports Network.
East Central University. We hope to see you then. Have a safe trip home, and go Bison.
Right for us. How do we rebound?
Yeah, you just got to go back to work on all sides of it. I mean, that was a
complete effort on all of our parts to not be very good today. So we just got to go back to work. The road doesn't get any easier. You head to Magnolia this weekend, but hey, this group's been resilient. So tomorrow we'll go back to work, get ready for the weekend ahead.
What's our matchup look like these next 3 games in Magnolia in your estimation?
Yeah, you're talking about a team that played in the World Series last year that returns just about everybody. Headlined by Adorno on the mound, and for 3 really good starters, just like we saw this past weekend from Monticello, and a veteran group of position players that play really good defense and work really tough ABs. So we're excited for that challenge.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck at Southern Arkansas.
Appreciate it, Clayton.
Todd, back up to you.
Thank you very much, CC, and thank you, Clayton, for the quick pregame or postgame interview. Now, that's not the most enjoyable thing that Chris has to do after a loss like this. A run rule 11-1 loss to Central Oklahoma. 11 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Broncos. They leave 8, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, 6 left for Oklahoma Baptist. The Broncos are 18-8. Oklahoma Baptist dips to 14-11. The winner is Diego Dominguez. He goes the entire 7 innings to pick up his first victory of the season. Nolan Fiesel worked an inning, then 2/3 to tough for his first loss. He dropped to 2-1. Softball this weekend. We'll have it for you right here on the Bison Sports Network. 3 against nationally ranked Southern Arkansas. Final score, final time from Shawnee. UCO 11, Oklahoma Baptist 1 in 7 innings. For our Bison Sports Network crew, I'm Todd Miller. Until we join you Friday night for softball. So long, everybody.